Alright, good evening everyone. This is DayTraderRockStar with a stock watch list for December 5th. It's about almost 10 o'clock here on Tuesday night. I'm looking at the market, scanning some stocks, and I see the futures are up 5 points. S&P futures, ES mini futures, ESZ7, and which leads me to believe that something's maybe something's at work here. I'm not sure exactly, but just wanted to check that. Let's see. I'm going to look at the market overall right now. We had a down day today. S&P coming back, pulling back. Again, this market's very choppy until we get to the Fed meeting on the 11th next week. So until then, expect some choppiness. So it's hard to actually try to jump in this market full blast. So what we want to do is find some stocks that are showing some good relative strength while the market is pulling back here and chopping out, and stocks that are actually attempting to make new highs, breaking out to 52-week highs and stuff. These are ones that are following through the following day and usually having a couple-day run that you can actually profit on. When you're trying to get into a stock like Google or RIM, any of the big flyers that are not near the 52-week high, you're pretty much, you're playing with dynamite there as these markets gyrate. And everyone, you go on all these sites out there. Like I said, I'm always against these pay sites who could claim that they're going to call the market. It's very hard to call this market, especially going into this Fed meeting. Every other guest that you see come on TV, every analyst has a different view of the market, and that just shows you no one really knows what's going on, and the market always prices itself for what it believes it needs to be priced at. So with that said, I just want to get through that. Looking at the 60-minute chart on the ES here, this looks favorable as we're pulled back. We pulled back today, and we're actually right on the 50-period moving average on the 60-minute chart, which is a pretty strong moving average. And considering we're going to, if the futures hold up here tonight, it looks good that we could get a bounce here. So statistics are in an oversold area, coming down to an oversold area. So things are looking good maybe for a little bounce tomorrow. Again, I expect some choppiness, and don't want to call a market direction until the bias is up, though, according to my charts. I would, unless news of course runs this market, so anything else that comes out in the morning will have an effect on the market. But right now things looks like we could have an open up tomorrow. But again, I'm sure some news will come out in the morning, and you never know. I think the financials, a lot of talking of financials, are they bottoming out yet? I do believe they are bottoming out, because 6 months down the road I think you're going to see these Citigroup higher, Motorola higher, and that's going to be my first stock on the watch list right here, MOT. And looking at MOT, had a nice, what was curious about there, on last Friday I think it was, the news came out on the 30th of Ed Zander leaving, the CEO of Motorola. So the stock popped up, almost up to 1640, 1630, and smart money bailed out right there, because that doesn't mean that the problems are over for Motorola. But great to see this pullback, because usually you see a pop-up on the news, a lot of buyers jump in there, it gets caught, and then all of a sudden the market sells off, and you're like, what, isn't that supposed to be good news? Well, it is, but the market always tries to trap the most people in it, and get the money from most people, it seems like. So on that pop-up, we got that pullback, which I expected. I think, I was looking for maybe a pullback to in the 15 area. We got down to about 15.20, and then we started rounding up here. So it's actually making a nice inverted head and shoulders here. Taking this pop-up on news out of the equation, we still have that neckline that's right around the 1570 area, which we close at today. So it'd be very interesting to watch this one tomorrow. If we see any type of strength in it, I do believe this one is going to go back, retest these highs on this spike high, and then continue higher. I do believe the worst days of Motorola are behind us. Just a matter of getting their act together. Again, inverted head and shoulders, I like it. This pattern would be broken if we broke down below this 1520 area. And then I would take into consideration, and I'd probably actually look to get some of it at $15. But right now I added to positions today. I do like the pattern here. I do believe we're going to be heading higher. A couple other stocks that I do like in the upcoming days, especially of a bull market. Again, on the 60-minute chart, MasterCard pulling back to the 50-day moving average here. Again, kind of a double top here, made at 204. Actually, it was a spike higher on this. I believe it went up to 206 here. and that was about 206.43 on the high. But looking at the daily chart, and this is a, we're getting a 1, 2, 3. Hopefully, maybe a little pullback tomorrow and a reversal. And if we have that reversal tomorrow with that pullback, it's going to confirm a 1, 2, 3, 4 pullback on MasterCard here. Again, we are close to the highs here. I do believe MasterCard will be breaking out to 52-week highs if the market lets it. Again, everything, rising tide lifts all boats, and I believe a lot of the stocks are going to lift first are the ones that are showing some good strength now. So let's move on. Just keep this one on your watch list. MasterCard. ISRG, another one that's showing some really good strength here. Starting to pattern out here on the daily chart, making a nice consolidation. The highs are up here. Right now, look at the 60-minute chart. We got a pullback to the 20-period moving average on the 60-minute chart. And again, looking for some strength that the market's gonna tell us what the strength is. These are basically stocks I want you to keep your eye on. I look for patterns that are set up, and these are the ones that are going to really take off. Today we made a nice trade on CME. I want to bring that one to your attention because that was a nice pattern here on the daily chart. We had a nice resistance there at the high of the day, and the market was actually trending down at this level, and this stock was trending up. So I got in 20 shares and caught the ride up. My target on this one was 685. It went up to about 687, and I bailed out right under 685. Again, it's very important to take profits in this type of market. But as you see, just look for the here's the 5-minute chart. Just look for these great setups here. You can see the sell-off that happened at the end here, but let's see. Here we go. Look at this nice little pattern that was forming here, coming into like 10 o'clock hour. Kept on hitting it. We tried to bounce off of it, but when we finally broke through, we got a nice runaway here. So it was looking really strong here. I started watching around this level. We popped out. We pulled back. Then we went back to retest, and that was like, all right, all ships are ready to go. And we just had that nice run up, and it continued running and running and running and running and running and running and running. And then you bail at the target, and then luckily that was the right thing to do as it came all the way back. But watch this one on the watch list. Always has a big, nice move in it. INTC. Intel forming a nice consolidation today all day, not really showing too much weakness with the market selling off here. Leads me to believe there's some buying in this market for Intel. Again, I do believe Intel is going to have an awesome quarter with the iMac, the MacBooks that are be sold. All the laptops are going to be sold this quarter, next quarter, going to Christmas and stuff. I do believe they're going to raise the estimates on this one. Nice Intel. One of my favorite picks. Looking for strength tomorrow to even add to my position more. I added to the position today. I just like this one a lot. Looking for it to retest 27 and eventually, depending on how the market performs, to new highs. This one is one of the safer bets right here. Really safe bet to get into. Next one, of course, Google, big old Google. Waiting for this one to break $700. And once we do, it's off to the races. Again, we're in a nice pullback right here. Remember the last time we pulled right back to the 50-period moving average on the 60-minute chart. We got a nice bounce up. We're right back here again. We're going to see if this holds on here. Again, I'd like to see the market give us a nice day tomorrow and see how these stocks react. This is another one that's showing some pretty decent strength. And I had an update today. Just keep an eye on it. Technically speaking, it's hard to go out on a limb and pick some of these stocks until the market decides what it wants to do. But it does happen. The intraday setups are working out really good. So to hear some of the intraday setups, you can definitely check me out on DayTraderRadio.com. Do live chart setups all day long on the radio, doing the market hours from 8 o'clock to 4:30. DayTraderRadio.com. Come over and check it out. Look also for a market commentary and the daily watch list, added daily watch list and updates posted on the page all day. All right, that's it for tonight. I'll catch you in the morning. I might do another watch list because my time is up on YouTube here, but I might actually throw in another watch list out there. I have a couple more stocks I want to talk about, so you can actually look for another one coming out in a few seconds. Talk to you soon.